Taoiseach, last night, Minister for Disability O Gorman said Ireland is falling down in terms of our response to disabled people. For one, Ireland isn't falling down, it's the government. Then the Minister suggested a specific referendum on disability rights might be required to prevent this in the future. At this point, I'm not sure if the government is aware of this, but you should not need a referendum to force you to provide rights and services to people with disabilities. You could just do it. Just so we're all clear on this, last night the Minister conceded the government is failing disabled people and suggested it would continue to unless there is a referendum which it has no plans to hold. Disability services in this country are a disgrace, they are threadbare and they're ruining people's lives. You don't need a referendum to change that.
Thank you, Deputy.
You could bring pay parity to Children's Disability Network teams, you could provide adequate personal assistance hours, you could, a decade on from scrapping it, introduce a transport scheme.
Thank you, Deputy.
The list goes on. Taoiseach, if you have any interest in addressing these shortcomings, you could start by ratifying the optional protocol to UNCRPD. Will you do that before the family and care referendum?
Thanks, Deputy. I fully agree with you on one point. There's no referendum that in itself will improve services, and there's no referendum that's going to build any more houses or anything like that. I totally agree with you in that regard. It can only ever be a certain part of the picture. We are putting record amounts of resources into disability services. I think it's about £2 billion a year goes into disability services, but I know there's huge gaps around the country, and I meet the same people who are affected and hear the same stories as you do, Deputy. In relation specifically to the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, that convention was ratified by the last government, which I had the honour to lead, and it is our intention to ratify the optional protocol on the rights of people with disabilities. I can't say it will be done in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I wish it had been. Quite frankly, it would have helped. But I've spoken to Minister Rabbitte about this. I've spoken to the Attorney General about this. I'm not satisfied with the reasons being given for it not being done yet, quite frankly. And it is my intention and my commitment to do that during the term of office of this government.
Deputy